All right, guys, so today we're going to be washing this beautiful, gorgeous blue Challenger. This is my brother-in-law's car. Really nice guy. So his birthday's coming up, so I decided to detail his car. So we're going to wash it. It's a little dirty. Let's see. Yep, it is dirty. So it's not that bad, but this is going to be a beautiful car. We're going to do a little paint enhancement. And we are going to apply a protective coating on it. I'll show you guys what we're going to be doing. It's a gorgeous car. It has the car lowered. It looks pretty darn cool. Hey guys, good morning. How you guys doing? Hope you're all doing fine. Today is a new day, new car to be washed today. So as I showed you already, the intro, we'll be washing this beautiful, gorgeous blue Challenger. We're going to be washing, regular car soap, but for the wheels, we're going to be using this Delete from Vonex on the tires. It can be used in the wheel and the tire, but especially for the rims. And then we're going to do a little paint enhancement, very little. Got a little light scratches. I want to remove it. DIY detail gold standard. And top it off. Chemical 404 Hydro Soak. All right. So I want to let you guys know that this car is not mine, obviously. It's not. It's my brother-in-law's. It's a beautiful, I believe it's a 22 Challenger. It's a very, very different blue. I think I only have seen one or two of this type of blue. And I know that once we get the car all dialed in, it's going to look, it already looks great, but it's going to look amazing. And I want to shout out again. Yesterday we reached a milestone, 100 subscribers. I'm really glad. I'd like to welcome all of you to the channel, and I really appreciate you all. And, keep sharing. All right, let's grow the channel. All right, guys, I'm going to take you along. All right, guys, so I want to show you the engine. We're going to be cleaning this because it has a little bit of dust. So we're going to wipe this off. We're going to do a light cleaning. Top off the windshield washer. The car is clean. Very clean. Very well taken care of. And the tires. I want to show you this here. I'm going to clean inside. Let's see if you can see right here. You'll be able to see that there. It's dirty. It's dirty. So I'm going to degrease the tires so we can put a new tire dressing on it so it'll stick to it. Again, gorgeous blue. Usually see a dark blue or a very light blue, but this is like a mid-tone blue. This is just unbelievable. Gorgeous. It's a gorgeous blue. All right, guys. So let's start the wash process. All right, I'm going to start with the engine, then I'll do the tires as usual. Just a little bit of a cleaner degreaser. Yeah, of course, got to be careful here with the cold air intake. The reason why I'm putting this degreaser here is just to have a little kick on the brushing. And this is pretty clean, very clean, but I want to make sure that, the car looks good in and out. By putting lots of foam, you don't get the engine that wet. Doesn't that look satisfying? Or the foam? No, I didn't get the K&N wet. Trust me on that one. Something was applied on the plastic cover here because it's you know, it's not taking the water very well. It's rejecting the water, but that's pretty cool. That means the car's taken care of. The car has some sort of wax. That I can tell. Some sort of protection there. Let me dry up the engine first. Once we're done, then we're gonna put the proper dressing on the engine. It does have some sort of protection on the paint. It does, because it feels very smooth. It has a lot of tire dressing on it. So we're gonna try to get it all off. We delete. We're gonna have to perhaps brush it a few times to get. Oh yeah. A little more brake duster. Brake duster. So I let it soak up a little. That's how it goes now. Yeah, it's coming off. All right, so let's do this first. A little bit of degreasing power. Isn't that all this overkill? Yes, it is, but I need to degrease the rim so I can put a proper tire dressing that's not going to sling. This thing here smells great. Great. I like how he painted the calipers red. It looks pretty cool. Gotta break out all the guns in here. We're gonna pre-rinse it, and then we're gonna wash it, then we're gonna clay mate it, then we're gonna wash it again. I've been trying this new soap from Emerald Foam, and I bought it at Costco. It wasn't that expensive. I bought it on sale. It was like $10 on sale for the gallon. And it's not that bad. It cleans pretty well. So I like to let it dwell for at least a minute or two. See right there? I am gonna say it does have some sort of wax or protection. To only make the Charger. I think the Challenger looks really cool. It does have that retro look, which makes this car really cool. All right, time for the rinse. So, Mike, why did you pre-wash if the car looked kind of decent? Because it has a lot of dust. I want to flush up the dust before we do the contact wash. That's why. Let's see if there's any protection left. Look. Let's look. Look. Yeah, it does. I like as you guys can see, the black striping on the side. I think that looks pretty good on the car. It matches with the car, or the character of the car. I was talking to my brother-in-law. He takes this car out, like I take the boss through it too, like once a week or two. So, car is barely driven. It's a play car, and he takes really good care of it. So, while you're gonna do the clay mate, I just want to make sure that the paint is as clean as could ever be before we apply the protection, the chemical 404. All right, you gonna see if it has any protection in the paint? Look. Yes, it does. It has some. It has wax. That's for sure. Well, I got bad news to my brother-in-law. I know you're going to be watching this video, Eddie. After I'm done with this, you're not going to be able to, well, this will be useless for you to wax your car for a while, a long while. But, you know, it's all good. Look at that. The paint is pretty slick. Yeah, like I said, it has, I think he uses like a paste wax, really heavy duty paste wax. Yeah, it's very, very, very smooth. All right, so let's foam up and wash up the car. It was hard for me to get the tire dressing out. I had to degrease it like 4 times. So, but then once we were done today with the detail and we put a really good, nice tire dressing that doesn't grease up, he's gonna be happy with it. Man, it's such a joy washing small cars. So once I'm done washing, while there's still soap on the paint, I'm going to run the clay mitt. But then send me some comments if you have seen this color before. I think here in Orlando I only saw like one or two. It's not a common color. It's a completely different blue. I think it's pretty cool. I really like this new wash mitt. It does a great job. Very soft. Yeah, it has protection, but right here on the stop where the sun hits it most is wearing off. So good. So the car's gonna get cleaned and protected today. You can imagine this beautiful car here. He keeps in the garage with a car cover too. So this car here, the paint's gonna look amazing forever. Here in Florida, that's a big deal. Keeping a car in the garage, that's rare. Almost nobody keeps their car in the garage. Very few people. Well, I'm one exception, but everybody jokes with me that how do I fit my cars in the garage with storage, pressure washer, and all that stuff. I still fit both my cars. Well, my house is an older home, where the older homes, the garages were bigger. That's a fact. The new homes, the garages are so tiny. Will not fit anything. If you guys scroll down the videos, I still recorded that gorgeous cherry color pickup for my friend, and that F-150, you know, 4-door. I was still able to fit in the garage. New homes, you cannot fit a Yugo in the garage unless the house is custom built. So, all right, so let's get this paint dialed in. I've been using, and I've been pretty satisfied with it. It's called, from Armor Detail, Iron Fallout Remover. I don't think he has a whole lot of iron on this paint, but we're going to, you know, try it out. And this one here is supposed to be low odor, and well, believe it or not, it's a little greedy, so let's remember, car waxes can only take so much, but the clay mitt will clean it real good. Yeah, it was a little greedy. So once we get the paint polished, this thing is gonna feel like butter. Isn't that tricky? You rub your hand on the paint, and it feels smooth. But once you run the clay mitt, it feels, you get how it feels really rough. And I prefer to use the clay mitt only if the paint is really bad. I'll do the clay bar because it can mar the paint. Look at this. There is some iron fallout. Look. So there is some. Wow, I could never tell. So one thing you never want to do is let this thing dry out. See, the more you prep the paint, the better the result will be on how long the polish will last, or and whatever protection you put on is going to last longer. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to foam up the car again because it's starting to dry it up. Yeah, I don't want it to dry it out. Yeah, what up? The hood too? What the heck? A little bit of greedy here, not too much. Yeah, it's coming out. Yeah, the windshield is pretty clean. A little greedy. Not too much, but a little bit. Yeah, now this paint's gonna be smooth. Yeah, you know what? There's some reaction. Iron fallout on this. I'm surprised. On the roof, there was. I don't think the car was ever, no iron remover was ever used in this car. Maybe that's probably why. Yeah, there's the red from the iron remover falling out. Wow, surprise. But it's on the top, not on the bottom. Of course, because the top, that's where whatever has to fall in the paint, that's where it's gonna fall. Wow. I'm gonna do the inside, but the inside is gonna be done afterwards. I'm gonna concentrate on the outside first because that's the one that's gonna take the longest. In Florida, when you dry your car, dry fast. Because the water sits in it, you're gonna get some water spots. Everybody does. In certain areas of the car where I ran the clay mitt and the iron remover, I know that you already removed the wax that was there. But I'm gonna do a paint enhancement on this, and it's gonna be a light one, very light one, because it's primarily on the roof, the hood, and on the trunk, because the rest of the car is in amazing shape. Hey guys, I decided to do some of the polishing here outside because it's cooler here than it is in my garage. DIY detail gold polish, gold standard polish, polishing rag. I already sprayed a little Chemical Guys pad protectant, so it kind of lubricates the pad so the pad lasts longer. So let's get this primed out. What I like about this polish is that it doesn't leave any white dusting. Wow. I like how clear this thing makes the paint look. Again, as I stated, it's not paint correction, just a little paint enhancement. Just get some light scratches out. Get this paint now looking its best. So we can put some protection. We're going to use the Hydro Silk Chemical 404 on this. I think this is going to look just amazing once we're done. All right. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. So I'm just doing this so we can get a little more clarity on the paint. And this is not gonna kill. I don't want to do a paint correction and kill his clear coat. No, so just a little paint enhancement. This is a polish. You know, I really love this SPT8. It's 18-volt battery operated, but my gripe on it, the batteries don't last squat. It's ridiculous. I had to buy aftermarket batteries because these batteries cost an arm and a leg, and you can use Makita batteries on this, and we'll do the same. Will last longer than the original batteries. But it's annoying that this, from day one, the battery did not last more than 15 minutes. That's annoying. I mean, you know, to polish your car, you're going to be spending hours. So I had to go there, buy some Makita 18-volt batteries that will fit this polisher. And actually, they work even better because they last longer, they're stronger. But usually I spend about 4 or 5 batteries per car. Do you have any corded ones? I have an entry level one that I bought years and years ago that was from Chemical Guys. It's okay, but don't get your hands tired real fast. It's funny. I'm recording right then. My next door neighbor just came outside and drove by and gave a compliment. How nice this paint is. How this color is so different. And I said, oh, that's great. I mean, I'll tell the owner. Everybody thinks it's my car. No, it's not. It's my brother-in-law's. But everybody says how different it is. It's not a common color. And like I said, mentioned to you guys earlier, that's exactly what I think one thing that attracted my brother-in-law to buy this car was the color. It's such a different color. And it I think I'm gonna do the front. Okay, look how shiny, how glossy you got. Look at that. So let's apply the Hydro Silk 404. And let me get this moist, because it works best when you moist it. You want to moist it not to the point that it's dripping water, just moist enough just to get damp. Okay, this towel can go to get washed. And Hydro Silk, they tell you to do 4 to 5 pumps to prime the pad. I do different. I'm gonna do about 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then you're gonna moist all the way around. And because the pad is damp, it's going to be a little wetter than you expect, but that will dry it out. Then you're going to apply. Let me bring you closer so you can see me doing the application of this. I know, the car is already shiny. You're going to notice it's going to be even shinier. Mike, there's almost nothing in the paint. Correct, sir. You're going to go thin. As thin as possible. Go thin. This thing is going to come out like butter. And less is more. Definitely on this product, less is more. So because I'm still priming it, I'm going to put a couple more pumps now. Once the pad is completely primed, you can go circles whichever way floats your boat. Okay. Then that's what I did. See right there? Do that. If you dab it like this, the product will spread out easier. Will go in much more even. But Mike, you're going straight. Yep, I am. Certain areas I go straight. Sometimes I go in circular motions. Circular motions are best because you can apply in a more even manner, so proper coverage. Okay. Let me go to another pump. Okay. Go right by the edges, and then circular motion. This is an amazing product, especially if you are into car waxing. You know, some people love putting the paste and they think that it's fun and it reminds them when they were kids and all that good stuff. I'm okay with it. I'm so used to doing different types of products. So for me, this is kind of different. I haven't applied, you know, anything like this in a long time. So I think that for people that are used to waxing their cars, this is going to be easy to use. It's not going to be nothing abnormal. And it says that it can be applied on the sun, in the sun, and the paint can be as hot as 150 degrees. I personally wouldn't do it, but the manufacturer says that you can. They probably tried it. I prefer to go my route, which is the safe route. Shade. What are you doing, Mike? I'm going over at certain spots where I missed it so I can get proper coverage. You notice how thin of a coat I put in, right? Correct. Thin, less is more. All right, let me bring you along here. See right there? It's almost ready to hazing up and ready to be buffed, but I'm going to buff this at the end of it. Let's do the roof. 1, 2 little pumps. Fold. And because the pad is wet, the product is going to spread much, much, much easier. Mike, I can barely see the product. Exactly. You can barely see the product. That means that you're putting very thin. You don't need to go heavy. So pretty much you're stretching the product. Yes, I am. I am, because I don't want to waste the product. Listen, that bottle says that I can do 4 vehicles. This one here is my 4th vehicle. And I'm hoping to get a couple more panels after this by not oversaturating the paint with the product. Okay? So like I said, I used it already in 1, two, three vehicles. One that already had a ceramic coating, one that had a ceramic sealant originally, and one that had nothing. And I was talking to the one that had the sealant was my son's car, and I thought it was funny. I'm talking to him, and I said, "So, how's your car?" I said, "You notice how slick it is?" He goes, and that was the day of the application. He goes, "Yeah, it's okay, Dad." Then I was talking to him 3 days later. He goes, "Dad, 3 days later, the car looks glossier. It feels very slick, very, very slick. And it's much more hydrophobic than ever." So, as the instructions say, that it takes 3 days to cure 100%. So, and they recommend you not to get it wet for 8 hours after the first 8 hours, okay? And remember, if you wash, pH neutral soap. I'm curious to see how's it to wash, you know, because all cars that I have applied, that was within the last week, so it's too soon. The cars are not even dirty. It's too soon to wash it. But I'm going to see. My daughter's car was done a week ago, but the car is clean. That's the thing. The car is 100% clean. So I gotta wait for it to get dirty for me to wash to see how he beads, how he cleans. So this product can be used, the Hydro Silk, you can use in the windows, on the front, windows, windshield, paint, and plastic rims. I put it on the rims on the Escalade, and I want to see how it goes. This is so, satisfying, because it protects the paint, and it gives that wax glow, wax shine to the paint, which coatings don't. Again, this is my personal review on a product. You might try a different thing. It might not work for you. I'm telling on my experience of detailing, which is limited because I don't do this. This is not my job. This is not a profession. It's a hobby, straight hobby, okay? So that's my opinion on it, where I think it's a great product. Cost-wise is not bad. It's very reasonable. The cost is very reasonable for the quality. I bet this thing is worth, if you were gonna market it, you probably could market for much more money than what it costs. But it's a product that I 100% recommend. It's an enjoyable product to apply. Let's put it this way. The result is so nice. The reflection on the paint, the gloss. I'm gonna put a little bit more product, and I'm gonna take it around. I'm gonna do the windshield. So the windshield is hydrophobic also. I don't know if I told you guys, but my daughter, I applied on my daughter's car last week. So Sunday, so 6 days ago. And her car sits in a big parking lot all day long at work. And she goes, Dad, it rained, no big deal. And I came home and my car was dry. All the water in the car just flew out. The hydrophobics are great that, and the car is clean. Usually, because the car sits under a tree at work, she goes, Dad, that rain washed off the dirt. I was like, that's great. That's awesome. All right, guys. So now I want to take the major part of the product that I apply on the paint out, and I like to send a message to the not so smart craftsman engineer that designed this. The tool is great, but couldn't you have made a pad that was much easier to put in than this? This is ridiculous. This takes 3 people to get this in here. Horrible design. Keep that in mind. So let's buff it out. So I'm just taking the top part out. I waited, I don't have my watch, but I think about an hour before buffing. This is easy. Very easy. Hey guys, so we are done with the Challenger. Came out absolutely amazing. Look at the paint. Look at the gloss. all done. I didn't do a whole lot of videos on the inside. You guys know how to clean the inside. All nice and dialed in. Cleaned, vacuumed. Windows are clean, done. Can you see the reflection? Look at that. Gorgeous, right? I'm going to take a couple more shots. So you can post. Look how beautiful this paint look. So here's the final result. Look at that paint. Amazing, right? Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Came out great. Look how beautiful came out. The inside is all dialed in. Look at that. Gorgeous, isn't it? Look at the reflection. Can you see the reflection? Amazing. You see it? That's the reflection of the paint. All done, ready to go, ready to be picked up. Did a paint enhancement, and then we applied the Hydro Silk Chemical 404. We put some Third Wax hybrid solutions on the tires. Clean the windows inside and out. Car is ready to go. All right. Don't mind me. I had to go inside and take a shower. I had to change 4 times the shirt. It's hot, very hot. So my final thoughts about the products I used today. I used Third Wax hybrid solutions on the wheels, so that's pretty basic. The rest was I used Protector 303 on the plastics. But let's talk the biggest comments I have on Hydro Silk 404. Sorry, tired. Has been 6 hours since I started the detail this morning. So, final thoughts. Great product. I tested in different cars. Hydrophobics are great. The gloss is out of this world, very slick. It does take 3 days to cure completely, but the first 8 hours it cannot be wet, get wet. So I'm having the owner come in and pick it up in a little bit because it's supposed to rain today. So the application is not too bad. It's not bad at all. If you can wax a car, you can use this product. Dampen the microfiber again. Couple little pumps, drops, not pumps, drops, and that will prime the pad. The microfiber that they sent is amazing. I personally use my little buffer first, and then I wipe down with the microfiber. Now my recommendation is do the whole car, then come back and buff it. So that gives plenty of time for you to buff it out. And if by any chance, and it can happen, if you have streaks, what you do is you get more product and apply on top of it and buff it immediately. It'll clean it up. All right. So the product is great. The shine is great. Let's see how long it lasts. That's what we're going to test now. All right, guys. Thank you very much for following me on my small little channel. I'm just a regular guy who loves cars. All right, and I hope everybody's doing great. You have a great week. Please subscribe, share this video, give me a thumbs up, send me some comments. All right, God bless you all. See you next time. You take care.